headed for the serious strife. Now you make the scene all day, but tomorrow there'll be hell to pay. In the afterlife, you could be headed for the serious strife. There were two different ways to lose your mind on the road when you were touring. One was that which you did to yourself, and the other was that which other people did to you. The first way was called van dementia. And it was when you would sort of crack up when you were in the van. I first experienced it when we were going to Iowa. We had a show in Ames, Iowa. It was a pretty good playing show at I think a college. And so we decided to deadhead out there. In other words, we didn't play any shows on the way. We just drove to Ames, Iowa. I freaked out. About 5 states or 6 states into it, with the corn rushing past the window, I had an almost overwhelming urge to jump out of the van. And it took everything I had to not jump out of the van. And all I had to do was unbuckle my belt and grab the handle, and I was out. But I didn't do it. That's van dementia. Later on the trip, when we were all making puns about corn, and it went on for about 45 minutes, it became like a Jerry Lewis movie. It was funny, and then it was funny because it was not funny, and then it wasn't funny, and then it was funny again, and then van dementia. Catherine laughed and cried at the same time. When we got to the show, we get on stage and Jimbo says, "It's great to be in Ohio." And it's dead silence, it's crickets. And he turns around and he looks at me and he goes, "What the fuck did I say, Idaho?" Van dementia. The other way that you could lose your mind was through a game that we like to play called Pest. And the two greatest proponents of the game were Kenny and Chris P. They were the all-stars of Pest. I wasn't very good at it. The goal of Pest was to annoy someone until they hit you. Once we rolled into New York, and it was 2 in the morning, we were late, it was peeing down rain, and we get into a hotel, and we want to see if they have a room, and they don't know if they have a room, and the bellboy catches me trying to steal a cart and put it in the elevator, and Ken plays Pest with Chris P, taunting him. I can't do it, because I was never that good at the game. But Ken taunted Chris P until Chris P smashed a chicken salad sandwich in his face. Ken won. That's how you play Pest. But Chris P was the best. But I have to say something about Ken now. Ken's nickname was the Escalator, because Ken could escalate any situation. He convinced a cab driver in New York to drag race with another cab beside him for no apparent reason. And I remember tearing ass down the boulevard in New York, looking over at this terrified woman in the other cab. And, Ken's like, "Come on, man. Come on, drag him. You're not going to let him beat you, are you? You're not going to let him beat you." And he drag raced the guy. And then we come to a stoplight, and the guy's pulled in front of us. And Ken's like, "Hit him. Tap him. Tap the guy in front of you." So the guy's like, "Oh, I can't do that." "No, come on, tap him. It'll be fun." So he taps him, rolls forward and taps him, rolls back. We think it's hilarious. Naturally, we're all stinking drunk. And then the backup lights in the cab in front of us go on, and he floors it. Goes right into us. It's unbelievable. He fucked up the bumper on our cab. And we get out, and the cab driver is trying to push the bumper down. Had this big wrinkle in it. We gave him $10. That's Ken, though. And so we were staying in a place in Charlotte that, I guess it was kind of a hospice. It seemed to be a place where people go when they're about to die. It had like a little elevator type thing you could sit on that went up the stairs, and it had shuffleboard, and it had panic chains in the bathroom. And so one morning we had to get up and go to another show, and we were tired and hungover, and they didn't have any coffee, and Ken was starving. Crispy comes in. He's got a box of Kentucky Fried Chicken. You can see the grease stains on it. The whole foyer filled with the smell of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ken's dying. He really wants some Kentucky Fried Chicken. And he pleads with Crispy. He says, for God's sake, please just give me a piece of that. No, man, I'm really hungry. I bought this. You didn't go out and get any. It's my Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ken says, please have mercy on me. I'm dying. I'm so hungry. Please give me a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So this goes on for a little while, and Crispy hands him the box. Ken opens the box, and inside the box is a mummified pigeon corpse. Crispy won. That's how you play Pest.